Jen Psaki mocks voters worried about illegal immigration. Just disgusting. These leftists are disgusting. They live in their bubble. They don't live in the real world, and they don't even the news don't even come across their desk about the people that's being killed and raped by illegal immigrants that's here. Um, and they could care less. They laugh and mock us, but it's going to be a rude awakening come the 2024 election. They're gonna get a rude awakening, and we're gonna talk a little bit about that. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store. Also, check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for news as well. All right, let's talk about this news. Now, this comes from the Daily Wire. Virginia Kruta, that she reports that former White House press secretary used her MSNBC platform on Tuesday evening to mock voters who say they are worried about illegal immigration, an effort that was gleefully aided by two of her colleagues on the left-leaning cable news network, Rachel Maddow and Joy Reid. So I bet you they wouldn't do this in the people's face. People like in Chicago that they're going against Brandon Johnson and speaking out against what's going on in there. In places like New York, where the residents of New York are in uproar, they wouldn't have the audacity to say this to any of their faces, but they can say it in their bubble. They're fine with saying it in their bubble. But Psaki joined a panel discussion breaking down Super Tuesday's primary results and exit polls, and she couldn't resist taking a shot specifically at voters in Virginia who were worried about the chaotic situation at the southern border. We got Greg Price. He tweeted out, Jen Psaki, Joy Reid, and Rachel Maddow are laughing on MSNBC at the fact that voters in Virginia care about immigration. Maddow said, well, Virginia does have a border with West Virginia. See, these people are disgusting. They think it's funny. That's because it doesn't affect them. It doesn't affect them whatsoever, so they don't see a problem with it. So let's play the clip here.
I mean, if you look at some of these exit polls, I mean, I live in Virginia. Immigration was the #1 issue.
Yes.
I mean, again, these could change in Virginia.
Well, Virginia does have a border with West Virginia. Very contested area.
Build the wall. Like, what?
I mean, just disgusting. Just disgusting. Critics were quick to point out the fact that 3 years of Biden near open border. No, they're giving them credit. They said near open border. It's wide open. You see the gaps in the fences. So even they don't go hard enough on this. But they said near open border policies, coupled with the fact that red border state governors have been sending illegal immigrants to blue so-called sanctuary cities, and the Biden administration have been quietly flying illegal immigrants all over the country, had turned every state, Virginia included, into a border state. I think I just read an article today and said that over 300, I think it was 340,000 illegal immigrants was actually being flown into the United States by the Biden administration from the border because they didn't want to have that bottleneck at the border. So they actually flew 340,000 people, illegal immigrants, into this country. This is crazy. But, quote, how are they this ignorant, out of touch? An illegal immigrant was charged with raping a teenager in Virginia a week ago, Mark Hemingway posted. And that's true. See, that these stories don't come across their desk. They ignore these stories. So they probably, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't know that this is happening. And then Amber Duke tweeted out, an illegal immigrant from Venezuela was just charged with sexually abusing a minor, and Northern Virginia is a hotbed for MS-13. But sure, yeah, voters are dumb. And that's exactly what it is. They pretend, they try to make it like voters are stupid and don't know what they're talking about. We are more informed than they are because, like I said, they live in their leftist bubble. They don't really know what's going on. Then we got Steve Guest. He posted, Democrats don't care about your safety and security. Example 253480. And that's true. They don't care about, and we see it again. We see it, and look at all the major cities. Look at Los Angeles. Look at San Francisco. Look at NYC. Look at Chicago. Look at Denver. Look at all these big cities where leftists have total control of. It's being destroyed. It's being overrun with illegal immigrants. And then Stephen Miller, advisor to former President Donald Trump, laid out more details in his response. He said, here we go. About 1 in 8 Virginia residents was born in a foreign country. 1 in 4 very young people in Virginia has a foreign-born parent. In Fairfax County public schools, as one example, roughly 20% of students struggle speaking English. Migration has completely reshaped Virginia. And that's true. And again, they don't know these things. These talking heads really don't read any of these things. They just keep it in their bubble. And then Bill Malugan, he posted 2 weeks ago in Virginia, an illegal alien from Venezuela was arrested and charged with sexually assaulting 14-year-old girl in Campbell County, Virginia. He had crossed illegally into El Paso, Texas in September 2023 and was released into the U.S. by the federal government. So it is directly on the Biden administration what happened to this woman, and leftists like Jen Psaki that supports the open borders and to pretend that this is nothing happening. And then we got Tim Murtaugh. He said, so the border is back to not being a problem again. It's so hard to keep track of the Democrats' position on this. That's true. That's true. And that's because they know if they talk about how bad it is, it will show their policies is not working. So the best thing they can do is laugh about it and pretend that it doesn't exist. So that's why they're doing this. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.